Hi, it's Valerie. I wanted to come on today because I realized I haven't shared with you a form of teaching about attachment that uses my hands. But first, I want to tell you that this can be triggering. If you're insecurely attached, this could be triggering. So take good care of yourself. Pay attention to your body while you're watching this. Breathe and stop the video if you need to. Go outside, pet your animal, smell something that you enjoy, like a flower or an essential oil, or touch something fuzzy or warm or comforting. And yeah, let's go. All right. So here's how I demonstrate it with clients. Okay, I hold up my hands. Now, this is the caregiver, supposed to be an adult, regulated, attuned, emotionally settled. Baby, child, teenager, young adult, self. And so the baby, we'll go with the baby in this demonstration. The caregiver is regulated and attuned and caring for the baby. So the baby feels that sense of attunement, attachment, and most of the time, if that's available, and it could be more than one caregiver, right? Because people have to sleep sometimes and babies don't always. So 2 caregivers, 3 caregivers, and the baby gets to relax and spend her time resting and digesting. And that's secure attachment, and that's the way that creates optimum behavior, emotions, connections in life. Okay, now everything else is not this. And so, but I do want to say that it's the mirror neurons in the brain that help to create this. So this baby exists because of the mirror neurons in the attachment figure's brain and their own attachment. So the baby gets feedback. It's like, imagine there's lines coming across and reflecting back to this person, the baby. And so over time, it becomes a secure attachment. Now, sometimes caregivers are flat and the caregivers are like rigid. And the baby goes, okay, what's going on? How do I exist right now? I just have to hold my breath. I can't breathe. I can't eat. I can't digest. And in that case, the baby gets not that secure attachment that we were talking about earlier, right? Sometimes the caregiver is not regulated. So maybe emotional, we call it dysregulated in counseling. And it just means that this person is not relaxed, available, not really here for what the baby needs. But the baby can't do anything but have this kind of dysregulation as well. So the baby just realizes, or not realize, this is all done with the body. This is about how the baby feels safe or not. So this caregiver is upset, not available. It's all about the caregiver. But the baby becomes the same type of regulation, which is a dysregulated state, right? Sometimes there's a caregiver not looking at the baby and the baby goes, and so then they're anxious, right? Why can't I get them to turn around? I can't get the mirror neurons. I can't get the attachment. But this caregiver is distracted, looking elsewhere, not available, okay? Sometimes the caregiver is gone. There's no caregiver. And in this case, the baby drops into a black hole where there's no time or space, right? So I'll hold this back up and give you back this secure attachment so that as we end this video, you'll have that experience. So this can be later in life, a counselor. It can be a teacher. It can be a coach. It can be the janitor. It can be a neighbor or another family member. There's so many other attuned, regulated people that this child, baby, teenager, even young adult, although by that time, you know, it's pretty solid, their neural pathways have been developed for holding space for themselves. So that's why I like to start it at the baby stage. So when you become regulated, you can rest and digest. You can enjoy life. You can think positive about other people's actions. You can drive with patience. You can create a life that you feel mostly at peace with. Now, I work from an individual perspective. We know there are systems that create difficulty for people, whole generations of people. So it's really important to just know what it is that you need, get the help you need, and sometimes it's a counselor. And then as you work with a counselor, you start to absorb the attachment that you get as you're reflected back to yourself so that you can begin to create neural pathways that you can follow to be more at peace in your life. And that's what the goal is. And that's how I help clients understand secure attachment. So let me know if you have questions. I love to talk about this. Ask me more. And I'll see you next time. Bye.